Good morning, lads, laddies, and lovers. Previously, our adventures took us far and wide, and those adventures, we reaped the rewards, the profits from it. Overall, we did pretty well when heading over to the end. I do have a couple new tools that are pretty useful to me, and one giant shrimp-shaped hole in my heart. But anyways, Elytra. Today's guide episode is a crash course on the Elytra. From how to use this thing to the enchantments you need to get on it, all the way up to some secret things I bet you didn't know, and a build idea to break this buddy in, we've got it all. Of course, minus the crashing. So for the Elytra, there's only one spot we could truly begin, and that is the main menu. After you've gone through the purchasing process of this little game we like to call Minecraft, it's time to drop a like on this video. After you've gone ahead and done that, we're going to go ahead and create ourselves a brand new world. Inside of that world, once you've spawned in, we're going to do all of the survival things, including walking up to a tree, breaking it down, finding your favorite block of dirt and digging that out all the way until you get stone. Eventually, once you've found stone, go ahead and mine that stone, turn it into iron, turn it into diamonds, and then go find some ender pearl. After that, go ahead and locate some blaze rod. I'm sure there's some somewhere. Then eventually, blah, 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 Eye of Ender Stronghold, open the portal, take the dragon out, and explore. Alrighty, so I guess I kind of skipped some steps in between, but you kind of get the point. First step is to, of course, actually get into Elytra, and if you want to actually get into Elytra, it's an end city with an end ship inside of it. Every single end city that has a ship will always have an Elytra sitting in a frame up front and center. Now, for the super loyal of you, you remember we did that whole journey over the last couple of episodes. Speaking of the last couple of episodes, I also went ahead and started organizing all of the loot that we got from the end. I put all of the purple stuff that I have over there for now and stuff right there. I think that's good, and kind of mixed in some of the other loot too. I wasn't really too sure exactly where to put the map, so I guess for now I put it back here, but if you've got a better idea, call it down below. Anyways, eventually, we grind our way up to an Elytra. We put it on, and unfortunately, Elytra or armor, it's your choice. When you put the Elytra on, you have way less protection than you would have with a diamond or a netherite chestplate. It's kind of tragic. Now, realistically, because of the powers that the Elytra allows you to do, this was done for balancing reasons. But it almost seems like at one point in time, Mojang was teasing combining. Back 5 years ago now, for the 10th anniversary of Minecraft, Mojang tweeted out, "The end never yields enough adequate resources, sadly," with the first letter of every word of that sentence spelling out 10 years. And an obvious big teaser. And then, they abandoned us. They said nothing else of the idea. Now, another cool thing the Elytra will do is basically transform into your cape. If you have a cape on your skin and you put it on, the Elytra, essentially picks up the design. It's super cool looking. I love it. Now, the secret to actually using the Elytra is really straightforward once you get it down. If I put the Elytra on and then just jump, for the most part, I don't really get anything, and that's because I'm not double jumping. Once I begin to double jump, I do this cool, glide move forward. It's a little strange looking, but, that's, the basics of the Elytra. Double jumping. Go ahead and combine that whole double jump motion with a little bit of smooth aiming, as in you look around and just like that, we broke it in. The Elytra, it's used for gliding around. Inside of our world, double jump armed with an Elytra, and we can begin to glide around. And so the Elytra doesn't actually allow for the power of flying. Instead, technically speaking, it allows for the power of gliding around your world. And now this whole gliding mechanic is just a little bit of a learning curve, I will admit it. And maybe if you're brand new to the Elytra, the safest spot to test this buddy out is maybe over something like an ocean. Because that way, if you mess up and land and hit the water, you're not going to take any fall damage. So yeah, speaking of fall damage, with the Elytra, that is definitely a thing. Fall damage, kinetic energy. So with the Elytra, when you jump and start gliding, you're going to glide relatively slow, but basically, determined on the angle you're going, you're going to pick up speed. That means if I'm going down like this, I pick up speed, and then I slam into the ground and I take damage. If I was at possibly a higher height or a little bit of a higher speed, I would have taken a lot of damage. In fact, so much damage that it is game over. If I were to say, imagine a super tragic situation where I fly up into the air, I spin around, I do a bunch of cool stuff, and I try and land smoothly, but instead hit a cactus, and then that Elytra throws into the cactus and is deleted forever, and it's baked into my memory for literally years, and it's embarrassing, well, that would be a bad situation, wouldn't it? You see, for the most part, when using your Elytra, if you glide in one direction, like a straight line, your speed is probably going to pick up. To decrease speed, it's always turn. The sharper your turn, the faster your speed is going to drop. Hi, with the Elytra, because it's technically based off of wings of a beetle, but not even the wings, just the Elytron. That's the singular form of the Elytra, so like one wing. Well, because it's based off of the beetle and it doesn't let you fly, that means if you can get a higher starting point, you could probably glide a little bit farther. So maybe like something up here at the factory district, go ahead and glide over the base this way, and yeah, we're going around. Now, if I look up, my speed, it's also going to decrease. That's another way to slow down. If I look down, the speed will pick up. You can kind of use this up and down motion trick to kind of almost increase how far you're flying, but trust me, if you want to go faster, farther, there's something much better. Now, next up, tragically, there is a downside to the Elytra as well. To talk about the downside, I figured I would go over the most fitting spot in the entire world, Camel Idol. Oh, you anxiously await a house. Don't worry, I'm not going to build a house with the new dogs before you get anything. No. Anyways, the Elytra, it's got durability. Unfortunately, that durability cap is 432, and while you're using the Elytra, while you glide, 1 second in the air costs 1 durability. Mathematically, that's gonna mean, while gliding with an Elytra, unenchanted, everything like that, you've got 7 minutes and 12 seconds of fly time total, and then you're done. So, on that durability note, beautiful news though, because the Elytra is the only thing in the entire game that will never actually break from losing durability. I mean, you use the Elytra enough and it'll be in an unusable, broken state. Like, the item actually gets broken. It's kind of cool. And when it's like that, you won't be able to fly any longer, but at least you don't lose it. To repair your Elytra, you've got 3 options. Option number 1, the big expensive method. Take one Elytra, take another Elytra, put them in an anvil, and smash them together. It'll fix it up. Oh, pig hidden. The iconic duo, the best friends in the entire nether. For our next op, I swear I have some of this stuff. Like, I definitely went to the end and made these potions. I always do it, and it's such a cool little clever hack. Like, I just gotta find where I left them. I thought I just finished getting organized, but I guess not. Oh, home sweet home. This sentimental to my heart. All of the bushes all over the place is so sweet. Anyways, home sweet home. The cozy cottage, home away from home. I swear, inside of this place somewhere, I have the one specific item. Kind of vaguely looks like that. Where did I leave it? I definitely have it somewhere. I thought. Maybe I misplaced it and didn't really misplace it, but instead left it inside of the potion shack. That would be logical. That would make a whole lot of sense. I left him inside of the potion shack. Ah, yes. The phantom membrane, the ticket to the potion of slow falling, is very useful. Also, inside of an anvil with an Elytra and a phantom membrane, I could actually go ahead and heal this thing up at the cost of a membrane and a little bit of levels. Each phantom membrane will heal 25% of the Elytra's total durability rounded down, and you can repair it indefinitely. I've always thought it's kind of weird how Mojang went about the Elytra completely different. Like, I get it, it's super rare and you don't want to lose it, but like, at that point, all of the effort I went to like enchant this chestplate, arguably a little bit more, and it's trimmed out now, and I could still completely lose this thing, and I can't repair it forever either? Huh? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Mendels, dear Mendels. Oh, it's been a minute, buddy. You've kept it nice and tidy and clean in here. I'm proud of you. Didn't know you knew how to dust. That's amazing. Mendels, how have you been? It's been so long. I'm a changed man. Look at me. Look at that back. Yeah. You like that. Stop staring. My eyes are up here. Hey, buddy. So, I knew it. 6 emeralds wasn't going to cut it. I didn't know how close I would be able to perhaps get. Hold on, buddy. I'll be right back. Carrot. It's 100% carrots, right? Oh, and by the way, I was taking a look at this area over here. In order to get this world ready for 1.21, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of bee detective investigative work. Like maybe even mission save the bees is the next thing we need to do, because all of my bees have gone missing. Unfortunately, this villager, you have not gone missing. How are you? I don't care. It is a rhetorical question. Don't answer it. No. Oh, yes. You give me just enough emeralds. I was going to say, you're even more of a disappointment than I remembered. But I take it back. Operation Save the Bees. What do you think? Let me know about it down below. Mendels, baby, I'm back. How you doing? You look just as good as I last saw you. And oh, you're getting so close to leveling up too. I really wonder what other trades you're going to have. But mending. The mending enchantment is the third and final way, the last option that you have when it comes to repairing your Elytra forever. Spoiler alert, it's sad, it's tragic, but over here inside of an enchanting setup, maxed out all the way, it doesn't matter. The Elytra can get 2 enchantments on it and 2 curses, but none of those will ever come from the enchanting table. Unfortunately, that means if you want these enchantments, it's all over inside of the Elytra, you're gonna have to pay for it. Now, fortunately, like I said, only 2 enchantments, so maybe not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. The curses can go on it as well, but you're insane. I'm mad lad for wanting to do that. The other enchantment that we need on it, I had a feeling you wouldn't treat me like that. Oh, I was hoping. I make a rule, I declare it here. 3 chances, 3 tries, and then I'm out. And look, this first try, it doesn't count just because I'm so intrigued. Sweeping S3, that's literally perfect. Okay, a lonelier than I would have hoped, but literally perfect. I'm looking for Unbreaking. Ooh. Well, it doesn't say Unbreaking 3. I'm looking for Unbreaking 3 and Unbreaking 3 only. That's try number 1. Try number 2. Oh, but we got one more shot. One more shot today, and if I don't get it, I'll take care of it later. I take care of it later. Sadly and tragically, Unbreaking 3 is not real. You could absolutely skip the curses with the Elytra, but the enchantments, I always recommend getting enchantments on your Elytra before you start breaking this boy out big time and using it the real deal, the actual professional way to use this Elytra. Mending is, I mean, it's at least a start. Like the Elytra, if it gets in a bad situation, I'll be able to go and fix it up, no problem at all. So I promise right here to you that I will not forget, never ever. I'll get him breaking on the Elytra. One day. I'll do it. Alright, so now that we've gone through the basics and breaking in the Elytra and enchanted our Elytra up at least a little bit, it's time for the real deal. The dynamic duo. The better half of the Elytra, if you will. So with our little world, I've been playing a long game. A long time ago, we built that mob farm up in the sky. That's been supplying me with not only gunpowder, but a lot of the other mob drops too. It's really nice. Even before that, I think, we built the sugarcane farm. Okay, before the mob farm, after the mob farm, I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. Inside of the crafting table, sugarcane turns straight into paper. And then after that, gunpowder right there, paper right there, and that's flight duration 1 rockets. If I want to, I split that up, and that's flight duration 2. If I really want to, I split that up even more, and that's flight duration 3. The different flight durations of rockets are going to give you different amount of boosts when using your Elytra. I like flight duration 1. I feel like it's a good balance between obviously giving you a little bit of boost and conserving materials. Now that we have our Elytra on and we have rockets, check this out. This is the best part. What we're going to want to do is find a higher spot that we could jump off of, and then an open spot that we're going to fly. I think maybe this way. I'm going to double jump, activate the Elytra, then use a rocket, and check this out. Oh, just like that, I'm soaring now. Now, unfortunately, rockets, this is kind of like the end of the Elytra, the death of it. If you don't have the enchantments, you could use it up very, very quickly. But rockets allow you to actually boost the Elytra. Oh, it's so good. The base from up high, oh, I've never seen it before. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. As a man, a connoisseur of the good views, the Elytra is so good for like flying around up high and just kind of taking in everything that you've built so far. Maybe you want to get up back to the top of the cathedral. It's been so long. Smooth spiral landing, not a problem. Oh, the base from up here, it's full, it's gigantic. I kind of want to change the paths everywhere anyways. It's beautiful. Rockets, you pair them with the Elytra, and then it becomes actually useful for, like, anything you want to do. Maybe games, maybe travel, maybe just, like, I don't know, anything else you want to do. It's so cool. It's so good. And I got to be careful with the rockets because they can add a lot of speed to your Elytra. If I use a rocket and slam myself into a wall, kinetic energy will end this hardcore run of a world right here. It would not be good. Slow spiral always to land the Elytra, and you'll never take damage. Check that out though. As I start to soar around in the world, it's so fun, and I can lose track of time really quickly. Without Unbreaking 3, 7 minutes of flight duration. With Unbreaking 3, I can maximize that all the way up to about 28 minutes and 44 seconds of flight. That's crazy longer. Block-wise, because maybe time isn't relevant to you, without any unbreaking, you can fly about 10,000 blocks with your Elytra before it breaks. Unbreaking 3, you go ahead and make that about 40,000 blocks before the buddy breaks. Now, using the rockets, if you get your situation set up right, is really easy. Double jump, activate the Elytra, use the rocket, and make sure you don't hit anything. If you're activating your Elytra in a more open area, or even better, an area really high up, like far away from anything else, you shouldn't have a problem. Goodbye, skeletons. And so with that, we make it to the conclusion of today's episode. The last thing I'd like to do. So out of the storage building. Ooh, it's looking tight on the sand. That might have to take a break and go get more sand, actually. Alright, but before we do that, before I make any brash decisions, let's see how much I actually have. I think I need like 24 of each color, and I want to have yellow, red, and green. You know what? I might actually have, like, basically just enough that I need. I'm gonna need, like, more white than I need the other stuff, but I might be good, Bonzo. I might be good. Step 1, harden concrete. So I was thinking about this episode and how I'm gonna like intro the Elytra, break it in, show it off, everything like that. And then I was trying to come up with a build that I thought would be perfect to kind of like summarize the whole episode. I was doing all that thinking, you know, and then it hit me. The perfect build for today's episode. I was thinking, what if maybe in this kind of like unused open sky area off to the side of our base, you see, over here, I was thinking, what if maybe, just for fun? Well, you see, I was thinking, what if maybe in this big open area off to the side of the base, so we can, like, see it every time we look over here, floating in the sky. We basically make, like, an Elytra test course, if you will. As in, like, maybe floating in the sky, behind the buildings, up in the air, like, high enough so I can see them. That'll probably be the lowest one. I build yellow rings, lime ones, and red wings, too. Just all over the place. Then I could use the Elytra and fly right through. And so that's the plan, the exact division. While I go ahead and build a couple more rings floating in the sky, I like to talk about some other uses for the Elytra, like what is it good for? The first great thing it's amazing for is traveling long distances in the overworld. Like, this one is pretty obvious, but of course, combine the Elytra with the rocket boosting and the enchanting, and you could like fly from point A to B, maybe our starter base over to the cherry blossom base, like, I mean, way easier. There's literally nothing right now in the sky stopping you from just flying straight over there. Kind of going hand in hand with that whole traveling thing, though, is map making. If you ever want to make like a big map of your base, your world, whatever you want to do, the Elytra is by far the easiest way. As long as you can keep your maps in order while you're flying around in the sky, it's much easier to fill in a map and much quicker to do it from the sky. Of course, again, this all comes back to no obstacles in the way at all. As long as your Elytra's got the durability and you've got the rockets, soar around till the end of time and fill that map in. And now the third use that I'm going to throw in, and if you can think of another one, throw it down in the comments below, but my third use is reaching AFK spots or reaching other farms. For example, the mob farm. I was flying around, I kind of landed on top of it earlier. Maybe I wanted to like get back up to the farm so I could demo it or fix it or whatever. Well, the Elytra is really, really good for that. Also, of course, an AFK spot. Let's say the newest slime farm that we built or the witch farm that we've had for a minute. I've got an AFK spot really high up in the air. The faster way to get up and down than using just scaffolding or a ladder or something is, of course, flying. I can fly right down to the ground, smoothly land, check the drops, then rocket myself right back up to the top, and it saves so much time. So those are kind of like the three big pinnacles, at least in my eyes, of using the Elytra. You got another one? Throw it down below while I talk about today's comment to the question of the day. So how do you handle storage? The videos must take up a lot of space. Yes. For all of my videos that I upload here, like guide series, not guide series, I keep them all on hard drives. And I've got hard drives on hard drives on hard drives. I, kind of funny thing, always meant to like label the hard drive so I know like, oh, these were like 2017 videos, 2018 or whatever. They're not all necessarily by year, but, you know, they fill up eventually and I have to get a new one. And yeah, basically I have a drawer in my house with like a bunch of hard drives and they have all of my videos and I think like other important stuff too, like different world backups, OG skins and things that I was working on and whatever. Each video, I mean, of course it depends on length and everything like that, but like some of them are like 3 gigs, some of them go up to like 10 or maybe even more. Some of the videos are like really big files, so yeah, it all equates to a lot of hard drives, like so many. Alrighty, so I've never done something like this before, I can't lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I constructed this course with like my safety in mind, though I didn't really try and like set myself up too much for the most part. Now, I figure the name of the game here is we've got 3 different colors. There's 2 versions of the game you could play. You could go and try and hit every single color, so like all yellow ones or all red ones. Or you could do one of every single color, and that's the one we're gonna play. Now, I went kind of crazy with these rings over here, kind of spaced them out a little bit. I think they end up looking good from the sky. I guess another great use for the Elytra that I thought of while I was way high up in the sky building is, well, if you're high up in the sky building, build with an Elytra on. If you fall off, you could, like, hopefully catch your falling, you know, glide all the way back down to the surface. But the rings, oh, yeah. I love the idea of building up the sky even more. That's why I've been building, like, towers and stuff. And, yeah, it's just so much unused space. But here goes nothing. We're going for that first yellow ring right. Oh, okay, maybe it's going to be trickier than I thought. We're going to go for this first yellow ring. That's 1 yellow. Oh, it's a piece of cake. We're going to go for that red. Whoa. Okay. It's a little bit more dangerous than I thought. We're going to go for the red ring. And then finally, last but not least, we're going to go for this green one. Oh, that was close. Okay, I don't know how much I'm going to do that in my free time, but that's really cool. It's definitely a thing. We could possibly do it sometimes. And yeah, a gigantic ring Elytra course in the sky to celebrate, of course, the breaking in of one of the greatest things of all time. I've got to see it from the tower. Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Oh, I made it. Oh, yeah, that's cool looking. That's cool. That build turned out, like, pretty nice. I mean, it's a simple build, but it's cool looking. It's fun. I love it. Matter of fact, I think it's a keeper. Beautiful. So, the Elytra, have you ever grinded your way up to one in your world, or have you never? Thank you all so much for watching this episode, especially if you are a Elytra veteran and you just, like, tuned into the episode. I appreciate you. I salute you. This one's dedicated to you. Down below this video, the description are most of my links on the channel, about pages, even more. Until next time, it's been me, the handsome lad. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.